This is Force 13 with the latest on Tropical Cyclone Oma, and it's expected to move slowly southwest over the Coral Sea during the next few days. Abnormally high tides, dangerous surf, strengthening winds expected along the southern Queensland coast ahead of the cyclone. There are no warnings or watches in place. And Oma remains Category 2, sustained winds in the centre 110 km per hour, with wind gusts to 155 km an hour, located within 35 km at 21.1 degrees south, 161.4 degrees east. And it's located about 1,110 kilometres northeast of Brisbane, where I am located. Abnormally high tides expected along the southern Queensland coast in the next few days. Sea and swell likely to increase well ahead of the approach of Oma, and a severe weather warning and hazardous surf warning remain in place. Strong winds expected to develop along the southern Queensland coast during Friday, well ahead of Oma. And tracking southwest at 9 km an hour, and expected to continue moving in a general southwesterly direction as measured for the next few days, while maintaining Category 2 intensity and bringing it closer to the southeast Queensland coast. And this is the current track from the Bureau Meteorology's Brisbane Tropical Cyclone Warning Centre. And I'm waiting to see whether the Warning Centre will start to issue tropical cyclone warning advisories. Still quite a bit of uncertainty, and the Joint Typhoon Warning Centre has it located 582 nautical miles northeast of Brisbane and tracking southwestward at 5 knots over the last 6 hours. Tropical Cyclone 15P, expansion 582 nautical miles northeast of Brisbane, tracking southwest at 5 knots. Animated enhanced infrared satellite imagery depicts degrading convective banding wrapping into a large, ragged and poorly structured eye. 89 GHz microwave image reveals the low-level circulation centre with high confidence. The initial intensity of 70 knots is hedged below VOAC current intensities, estimates at T4.5, 77 knots, based on a weakening trend in the storm structure. Upper level analysis indicates low 5 to 10 knots vertical wind shear, strong radial outflow, sea surface temperatures remain favourable, 27-28 degrees Celsius, and is forecast to track southwestward over the next 48 hours along the western periphery of a subtropical ridge located to the east. However, after the 48-hour mark, the system should turn southward as the steering ridge reorients as shortwave trough approaches from the west. At the 72-hour mark, the system may once again become quasi-stationary in a more unfavourable environment of low sea surface temperatures, convergent westerlies, higher wind shear, causing it to gradually dissipate. ECMWF GFS indicate a west then northwest weak curvature after 72 hours, while the remaining consensus members indicate an eastward track after 72 hours. Therefore, there is low confidence, high uncertainty in brackets in the JTWC's forecast track, and intensity after 48 hours. Maximum significant wave height at this point in time is 24 feet. Now we have a look at the latest NOAA floaters on the cyclone. Bureau Meteorology has issued a flood watch for the coastal catchments between Gladstone, which is south of Mackay, and the New South Wales border adjacent inland areas. And whilst I give out information, we have a look at various tracks and models with the level rises above the minor flood level possible across the flood watch area during the weekend early next week. There is a risk of moderate to major flooding dependent on the movement of Tropical Cyclone Oma, and it's expected, as mentioned, to continue its trek towards the southern Queensland coast in coming days and may produce heavy rainfall over the weekend early next week. The specific area duration of this heavy rainfall is dependent on the track of the cyclone. Catchments across southern Queensland remain quite dry after a delayed start to the wet system. Now we have a look at the upper level divergence. The divergence remains healthy. It was 50 knots earlier in the week, and it is now around 40 knots. The wind shear, the red's unfavourable, green is favourable, yellow neutral. The 24-hour shear tendency, and the picture has really improved, a lot more blue. 850 millimile vorticity. The vorticity intensity scale is on the right hand side of the screen, and we have a look at the Bureau's total forecast of rain. Based on the current forecast track, minor flooding is possible in coastal catchments south of Bundaberg from early in the weekend. Heavy rainfall may lead to localised flooding, and there are quite a few rivers, and even the rivers to my northwest. We will continue to bring the latest information, and I'm looking at anywhere above 200, possibly 300 millimetres. And finally, in this update, it's a GFS precipitation model, and the information's at the bottom of the screen. Please keep an eye on the AU channel, and subject to the information within the next 4 hours there should be another update here on the main channel. And this is a developing scene, uncertainty with the long-term track of Oma.
You can follow Force 13's outlets, the website force13.com, our YouTube page youtube.com/Force13, on Facebook under the same name, Force 13, and our Twitter handle, it's @Force13 if you wish to get in touch. You can also add Force 13 on Skype and my personal account on Discord, Fool13, at extension 9094.